The year is 1995. The Sony PlayStation has just detonated onto the market, a sleek silver bullet aimed directly at the heart of the gaming industry. In a Tokyo boardroom, a Sega executive slams a fist on the table. The Saturn, their next-generation console, is launching 4 months early. There is no software, there is no plan, there is only panic. This moment of desperate tactical aggression is not a victory lap, it is the sound of a company swallowing its own future whole. This is the death rattle of a giant, mistaken for a battle cry. The 32-bit Virtua Fighter, the architecture was a dual CPU monstrosity, a complex parallel processing beast that was a nightmare for third-party developers. But Sega didn't care, they were the arcade gods. They bet everything on brute force, ignoring the rising tide of 3D polygons that Sony was mastering. Their obsession was raw, arcade-perfect power, and they executed that vision with the ruthless efficiency of a corporate samurai. They shipped a machine designed for one thing, to crush the competition before it could breathe. Then came the turning point. The 80% mark of the Saturn's life is not a single day, but a slow bleed. It was the betrayal of the third parties. Square, the creators of Final Fantasy, looked at the Saturn's complex hardware and the PlayStation's friendly CD-ROM architecture and made their choice. The deal was signed in secret. The moment Final Fantasy VII was announced for the PlayStation was the moment the Saturn died. The psychological toll on Sega was absolute. They had built a fortress of hardware, but the enemy had simply walked around it. The company's leadership fractured, consumed by infighting. The American and Japanese divisions began to war with each other, releasing different hardware, different games, different strategies. The Saturn became a ghost ship, sailing into the abyss with a crew of brilliant but isolated developers. The legacy of the Sega Saturn is a paradox. It is a commercial failure that spawned some of the most technically audacious and artistically bizarre games ever made. It is the console of Panzer Dragoon Saga, Nights into Dreams, and Radiant Silvergun. It is a monument to hubris, a warning that raw power without a strategy is just expensive noise. The Saturn didn't just lose the console war, it taught the entire industry that the hardware is irrelevant if you don't control the software.